Imagine waking up one day and realizing that your body has been trying to warn you for months, maybe even years, that something isn't right. You've brushed off the headaches, ignored the constant thirst, and chalked up the fatigue to stress. But what if these seemingly small annoyances are actually urgent messages from your body, begging you to pay attention? Today, we're going to unravel the mystery behind these subtle signals, diving into the top 10 alarming signs that your blood sugar might be dangerously high. By the end of this journey, you'll understand why ignoring these signs could be one of the biggest health mistakes you ever make. Are you ready to decode the SOS your body might be sending? Let's start with a shocking fact. According to the World Health Organization, the global prevalence of diabetes among adults has nearly doubled, from 4.7% in 1980 to over 8.5% in 2019. That's a huge leap in less than 4 decades. But here's the thing. What if many of the people contributing to these statistics could have seen the warning signs earlier and taken action before it was too late? Your body doesn't just wake up one day with diabetes. It sends signals, sometimes subtle, sometimes not, that something is wrong. The problem is, these signals are often misinterpreted or ignored. So, let's dive deep into these 10 signs. And by the end of this, you'll be equipped with the knowledge to recognize if your body is trying to tell you something important. Our first sign might seem like a minor annoyance, but it's anything but. Persistent dry mouth is something many people experience, especially in the morning or after a long day. You might think you're just a little dehydrated, but if this dry mouth is constant, it could be a sign of high blood sugar. Here's why. When your blood sugar levels rise, your kidneys work overtime to filter out the excess sugar. This extra work requires more water, which means your body starts pulling water from other tissues, leading to dehydration. And what's one of the first signs of dehydration? That's right, a dry mouth. According to the American Dental Association, while dry mouth can be a side effect of over 500 different medications, it is also closely linked to elevated blood sugar levels. So, if you're constantly feeling like you've just eaten a spoonful of peanut butter without a drink in sight, it might be more than just needing a glass of water. It could be your body's way of telling you to check your blood sugar. Next on our list is something that can have a big impact on your life, yet many people don't realize it's connected to blood sugar. Decreased libido. Intimacy is an important part of life, but when your blood sugar levels spike, it can throw a wrench into this aspect of your relationships. You see, high blood sugar can damage the nerves and blood vessels, which are crucial for sexual function. The Journal of Sexual Medicine published findings showing that unregulated high glucose levels can impair blood flow to intimate regions, thereby dampening desire. It's not just about the physical effects either. The stress and fatigue associated with high blood sugar can take a toll on your mental well-being, leading to decreased interest in intimate activities. So if you've noticed a drop in your libido, it might be time to take a closer look at your blood sugar levels. It's not just about what's happening in the bedroom. It's a sign that your body is struggling to maintain balance. As we journey deeper, have you ever considered how your skin might be trying to tell you something about your internal health? The skin is often referred to as the window to the body, and for good reason. A surge in blood sugar can lead to a variety of skin problems, from itching and dryness to dark patches or sudden outbreaks. The American Academy of Dermatology notes that people with high blood sugar often face a higher risk of skin infections due to a weakened immune system. This raises an important question. Have you been blaming that new soap or lotion for your recent skin issues, when in fact there could be a deeper story waiting to be uncovered? Your skin is incredibly sensitive to changes in your internal environment, and high blood sugar is no exception. If you've noticed persistent skin problems, it might be worth considering whether your blood sugar levels could be the underlying cause. Now let's talk about something that might surprise you, your cognitive function. When we think about blood sugar issues, we usually think about physical symptoms like fatigue or weight gain, but what about your mind? Cognitive function isn't just about remembering where you left your keys, it's the foundation of your daily interactions, decisions, and experiences. The Journal of Neurology, Neurosurgery, and Psychiatry published a pivotal study highlighting a strong correlation between prolonged elevated blood sugar levels and a decline in cognitive abilities. Here's how it works. The brain is a glucose-hungry organ, consuming about 20% of the body's total glucose reserves. While it needs glucose to function, too much glucose can be detrimental. High sugar levels can lead to inflammation, affecting brain structures vital for memory and cognitive agility. Over time, consistent hyperglycemia can even lead to structural changes in the brain, especially in areas responsible for memory and cognitive agility. Moreover, elevated sugar levels can damage blood vessels, including those that feed the brain, leading to reduced blood flow and, consequently, less oxygen and nutrients reaching the brain. This can cause cognitive glitches, like forgetting why you walked into a room or struggling to find the right word in a conversation. While occasional forgetfulness is normal, if it becomes a frequent occurrence, it might be worth considering whether high blood sugar is the culprit. Let's address a symptom that often goes unnoticed: urinary issues. Frequent trips to the bathroom can be a subtle yet persistent inconvenience in daily life, but have you ever paused to consider the deeper story behind them? It's not just about that extra cup of tea or coffee. The American Urological Association mentions that high blood sugar levels often lead to increased frequency and urgency in urination. When glucose levels rise, the kidneys are pushed into overdrive, trying to filter and expel the excess sugar, culminating in more frequent urination. The National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases further adds weight to this, specifying that urinating over 3 liters a day, a condition known as polyuria, is often associated with diabetes. So, if you're finding yourself running to the bathroom more often than usual, it might be more than just a nuisance. It could be your body's way of signaling that your blood sugar levels are too high. Now, let's talk about something almost everyone has experienced: headaches. We often dismiss headaches as just a byproduct of our hectic lifestyles, stress, lack of sleep, or even just staring at a screen for too long. However, there's a deeper narrative that these pains might be weaving. According to findings by the American Migraine Foundation, there is a tangible link between persistent migraines, diabetes, and elevated blood sugar levels. They suggest that unstable glucose levels can influence blood vessels in the brain, giving rise to these painful headaches. Diabetes Forecast magazine states that about 8% of those with type 2 diabetes regularly report migraines. So the next time you reach for that pain reliever, consider whether your headaches could be more than just stress-induced. Could they be hinting at a looming glucose issue? Moving on, let's discuss something that might seem counterintuitive: an unexplained increase in appetite. Feeling hungry after a hearty meal can seem paradoxical, yet that gnawing feeling of emptiness could be your body's cryptic way of highlighting an issue. A pivotal study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism proposes that heightened appetite, especially an inclination toward carbs and sugars, may be an indicator of high glucose levels. When glucose isn't efficiently utilized by the body, owing to factors like insulin resistance, it triggers hunger pangs, making you feel like you need more nourishment. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention data further illuminates this, suggesting that a staggering 34.5% of adults diagnosed with diabetes experience continuous hunger, a symptom frequently brushed aside. If you find yourself constantly reaching for snacks, even after a full meal, it might be time to consider whether your body is trying to tell you something about your blood sugar levels. Now, let's talk about something many of us brush off as just part of getting older: fatigue and weakness. Imagine a bustling city with traffic jams blocking the main arterial routes. The city represents our body, and those arterial routes symbolize the channels that distribute energy. Fatigue, that all too familiar sensation of constant tiredness, could be your body's way of highlighting an internal energy traffic jam. The energy in question: glucose. When our blood sugar levels are elevated, the glucose meant to invigorate our cells remains stuck in the bloodstream. The reason? Insulin, the hormone that aids in transporting glucose into cells, is either absent or not working optimally. Harvard Medical School notes that this glucose logjam leads our cells to be starved of energy, translating to feelings of chronic fatigue and weakness. Interestingly, a study in the Diabetes Care Journal found that persistent fatigue is often the earliest symptom in many individuals who later receive a diabetes diagnosis. So, if you're constantly feeling drained, it might not just be the demands of life. It could be your body's SOS, hinting at deranged blood sugar levels. Descending further, let's explore a major red flag: frequent thirst and excessive drinking. Picture this: an oasis in a desert, a scene that portrays an unending thirst. But what if this thirst isn't due to a hot day or strenuous exercise, but a sign of a deeper internal imbalance? Excessive thirst, a sensation often brushed aside as a quirk or the aftermath of a particularly salty meal, takes on a deeper significance in medical parlance. In the world of medicine, this constant thirst is termed polydipsia, a classical signal hinting at hyperglycemia, or in simpler terms, high blood sugar levels. But what interlinks a simple thirst sensation with the intricate dynamics of our blood sugar? As blood sugar levels rise beyond the capacity of the kidneys to reabsorb glucose, they start expelling the excess sugar through urine. This process requires water, leading the body to extract fluid from tissues. As a result, dehydration ensues, setting off an internal alarm in the form of thirst. It's the body's attempt to rehydrate and replenish. But the more we drink to quench this thirst, the more we increase the volume of urine, further expelling glucose and perpetuating this cycle. This mechanism isn't just a matter of biology. According to a study published in the Journal of Endocrinology and Metabolism, hyperglycemia-induced polydipsia and the consequent polyuria are some of the earliest and most recognizable indicators of disrupted glucose metabolism and potential diabetes onset. It's a system of checks and balances, an equilibrium that our body strives to maintain. However, when the scales tip due to elevated glucose, the manifestation is this profound, unquenchable thirst. Finally, we reach the peak of our list with the most alarming signal: blurred vision. In the grand tapestry of the human body, everything is interconnected, and vision is no exception. Blurred vision can often be dismissed as fatigue or a need for new eyeglasses. However, in the context of elevated blood sugar levels, it takes on a new and pressing importance. Inside our eyes, particularly in the region called the lens, fluid balance is maintained diligently. The lens bends and focuses light, allowing us to see clearly. However, when blood sugar levels skyrocket, the balance of fluid and sugar in the lens can be disrupted. This imbalance causes the lens to swell, altering its shape and flexibility. As a consequence, the lens loses its ability to focus correctly, leading to blurred vision, a phenomenon well documented in medical literature. Furthermore, persistently high blood sugar levels can harm the tiny blood vessels in the retina, the back part of the eye responsible for capturing images and sending them to the brain. Over time, this damage can escalate to diabetic retinopathy, a severe eye condition that can lead to blindness if not addressed in its early stages. A study published in the British Journal of Ophthalmology found that nearly 1 in 3 individuals with diabetes aged 40 and over display signs of diabetic retinopathy. Moreover, the constant flux in blood sugar levels can lead to variable refraction, meaning one's ability to see clearly can keep changing throughout the day, adding to the complexity. The takeaway message? That fleeting blur or hazy. And vision isn't just about needing a break from the computer screen or a stronger prescription. It could be your body signaling a deeper concern, urging you to take notice. As we draw the curtains on this revelatory journey, let's not forget the significance of what we've just unearthed. Our bodies, with their complex machinery and intricate systems, never cease to amaze. Every sign, every whisper is a message, a beacon urging us to pay heed. Blurred vision, unquenchable thirst, and fatigue are not mere inconveniences. They are warning bells, resonating echoes of a body grappling with imbalance. When our very life essence, our blood, cries out for equilibrium, can we afford to turn a deaf ear? So, before you brush off that next unexpected thirst or that sudden fatigue, pause, reflect, and listen to your body's tale. It could be the most compelling story you'll ever hear, a narrative of resilience, balance, and a plea for care. In the theater of life, where every act holds meaning, let's ensure our health isn't a mere footnote, but a resounding crescendo. A story not of alarm, but of awareness, not of despair, but of hope. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with friends and family who might benefit from this information. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth health insights and tips on how to live your best life. Stay informed, stay healthy, and take care of your health. It's the key to a longer, healthier life.